Hello, greetings, this is Gilles Mention. I had some technical problem. I'm gonna have to renew my equipment to make better videos. Maybe one day I'll even I'll do some very different kind of video. I decided to remix the cards. I've pulled out some cards already, but the video stopped, so it wasn't the right message to give, I assume. So now let us see what is the highest wisdom for us today is equanimity. For we have to be able to understand that we to raise above the world of emotion in order to have a clear vision above the waves, above it all. There is the ability to stay serene, to stay centered above the emotion. It is or whenever we are moved by emotion, to return to the center, to the state of peace. What we need to understand is the reflection. It is the mirror. The world is a mirror. Everything happens in due time, but everything mirrors. Everything is a mirror. The earth is a mirror. The universe is a mirror. Everything mirror. The life will always mirror back to us whatever we produce. And so, because life is this perfect mirror, in fact. Whenever we're ready to move on to a new next level of comprehension and understanding in relationship to all those mirrors, the mirror will mirror something superior. What we need to do is the child of world, which is the play here. It is about enjoying ourselves. We have to have fun while we wait for those things that we are looking for. We may as well enjoy ourselves. It is very important to be childlike, not childish but childlike, to keep the innocence, the purity, the ability to redefine our world. For children are able to every day to recreate their world consciously, and their imagination is very powerful, and then we kind of lose it in time. We lose that ability to recreate possibly, but we still have the inner child, and our inner child needs to be nourished, needs to be cared for, and so and it is through the enjoyment to finding fun things to do. And the general message for us today is connected to this equanimity card. Is the woman of crystal. She's the guardian. So it is a time to be to not. It's not a very emotional time from what I see from this guidance, from this reading, but it is a time to see to gain the clarity of mind and to move above and beyond, not to be detached from our emotion, not to try to avoid our emotion, but to be able to draw the information from what the emotional world is saying in order to gain that clarity, that lucidity. I wanted to speak very briefly about the invisible world. For in my teachings and beliefs, there are countless invisible presence within life, higher consciousness, but there is also there are two kinds of consciousness. There is the brothers of darkness and the children of the children of the light. And so long ago there was a battle that started between those two polar opposite forces. For the battle will be resolved and everything will turn into light eventually, but going through the process of time, the men have since a long time in Atlantis, they've been drawing information and connection from below, from the underworld, rather than turning towards the light to gain the knowledge from the higher consciousness. And so, like Socrates said, now everybody's got to deal with our own demon, and so we have the part of us that is light, and we have the part of us that is dark, and so. But eventually we resolve that. The key is to always connect to the higher forces in order to not to be misled by invisible energies that really do not have any wisdom to share. So it is important to call on your guides, call on your angels, call on God. When you call on God, you call on the whole company of heaven. But when you direct your thoughts towards Archangel Michael or the Christ or the Buddha or any angel or any other forces or any master, any galactic groups or councils of light, there's countless different possibilities. Those energies, those consciousness come from the higher planes, are being aware that you are sending this request to them, and there is a connection that can be created when there is an opening on the telepathic level to exchange information. And so it is good to find who are you more comfortable with, to develop that contact. For once you have developed that contact, you will be able to expand, to tune in to many different channels in the invisible world. But it is good to know that your guardian angel is a divine being of light. That most humans do not know their guardian angels, but in essence know that your guardian angel is always around you, is always protecting you, and your guardian angel is is the filter, is the one that authorizes all communication from the outer world. And within ourselves there is the divine presence of God, the prepersonal spirit of God, the I am presence. But in relation to all of the spiritual world, it is our guardian angels that is the minister to all those relationships, and our soul is also the producer of all those things that are happening to us. So there is a great deal of energy that are the energy of who we are, of what we feel, is being refined day by day in order to make us more sensitive to those inner world. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. This morning I wanted to say that I had the visitation of Michael Jackson. I was very surprised. I forgot he had all those surgeries, but it was really wonderful. I mean, just nice. Maybe it was because of the song I sang yesterday. So it was. I thought it was interesting visitation for all the people that have been deceased, what we call dead. And in reality, they are not dead. For life is a temporal. Human life is a temporal thing, but the afterlife is eternal. So if somebody deceased and you want to communicate, you have to usually give that person 3 or 4 days after it passes, so there is time for the work that needs to be done in the transition period. But after that, every soul that's ever incarnated is available in the astral plane on some form to communicate, and it is just to be open enough to know that those when we die, we are liberated from the past of matter, and so there is a return to the light, and there is great joy. So there should not be, or the sadness of what we believe the separation is but temporary. So in many sense, and by knowing that those people still exist after death, you are helping them in their process. You are connecting through them through love rather than through fear and separation and sorrow and anger of the. So it is far more meaningful to understand that we can communicate with all the invisible world. But very briefly, of course, there's people that are interested in ghosts, or what are ghosts. They are not very higher consciousness, but they are not negative beings as well. They're just beings that have been so attached to their physical reality that at the end of their incarnation, their physical body died, but their soul is blocked, trapped in the attachment of that physical reality, so they need to linger for a time in the astral planes until the time they are released and move on to the next level. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you for all comments, sharing, or subscribing if you like those messages. Namaste.